All right. Take two on trying to get this stream going. We are going to go over to a live watching for a bit. TMU versus Delaware. Yeah, these two teams are in Division Two.
It is a little bit hard, that pressure. Again, the space control worked on the side of Delaware. They were able to get Syrup back around. They realized, all right, we're not getting through Hotel. Let's just take the wide angle. And that's what we talked about, right? How you have to play this Kings Row now. You have to play the wide angle. You have to play the high ground. And Syrup did just that when they realized, oh, we can't.
TMU is down there starting tank too, from what I've been told. So.
That way, and it worked out in their favor perfectly.
And it started off looking so good here for TMU. They come in with a beautiful first fight, one and done. They're able to surge through. They put up a good time bank, and we thought maybe this is the map here on their pick where TMU are able to tie this up. But no. Delaware get it done. The bigger time bank, the better attack and extras, and the 2-0 lead now on match point. We'll see if TMU can bring it back when we return with map 3. We'll see you back here in a minute.
What do you make of this up here? Just showed up in the yard a couple days ago.
Dog been digging in here?
I don't think so, dude. That goes way down in there. Seriously, did you just lose your meat stick?
Yeah.
They got.
Oh, no.
We have NEC has a thing with these guys. Wenzel's Farms. We have actually a bunch of meat sticks from them. Pretty good. Gonna be a good one there in D1, Illinois State, Northwood. I don't even know what 2100 is Eastern. I wish they would just, use real time. What is 2100? $8 p.m. So 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, we got ourselves a tough one tonight. We take on 13th ranked University of Illinois Orange. They have a couple teams. They have like a orange and blue team, but the orange team is their top team. Yeah, kind of curious why they're in Division Two. I think it was a miss by the NECC. They didn't really make a whole lot of misses, which was good. But that one was a miss. All right, we'll probably get to see map 3 here before the start of our game. Check in, make sure they're not. Okay.
Toronto Metropolitan University are missing their main tank, missing their starting tank, and it seems to have cost them early here in this match. It's a 2-0 lead for the University of Delaware as we head into push.
It is unfortunate that they are missing out on Solo, but let's also just acknowledge that Delaware Varsity is having a pretty solid game with some of these new pieces. Syrup has been fitting in very well. Jay also looking in from that flex support, that support slot has been phenomenal. And now as we move over to push, and particularly TMU's pick of Esperanza, I'm very curious because TMU has been setting the pace of this game. When we saw this game, we saw Delaware Varsity way back in map 1 trying to play what was more expected, the Ramatra with the Cassidy and the May. But now we're seeing this Arisamir being kept, and I think it's interesting because TMU really is almost setting how the game is going to be played, but Delaware is still winning it.
I mean, even in the DPS world, we saw Syrup, who was starting off in the cast for most of this, swaps over to a Sojourn heading into map 2, or at least halfway through map 2. So, but your point still stands, even with Ideal and Syrup, maybe not playing on the heroes that they wanted to. They're still coming out with the dubs. But TMU looked strong there for the first half of Kings Row. It just kind of all went awry there at the very end.
Yeah, once you kind of saw that TMU was able to play and set their pathing right, it was good. The machine works when everything kind of fires right. They were able to take the pathing, they were pushing through Hotel, they were winning fights, and it looked like it was coming up their side. But Delaware, once they caught on to the plans and understood what their enemies were doing, they kind of just powered up to that next step. So now let's see what changes they make. Delaware is signaling they might go back to what worked on initially on Control. And Carter signaling on the, Carter had been kind of jumping around a little bit at the end of Kings Row, maybe giving the Hanzo. So a longer range comp here for these longer range streets, I don't hate. Meanwhile, TMU, look, this is what they're good at. This is what they know how to do. I think this is their comfort pick, and it makes the most sense for both of these teams to set up as they are. Syrup is going to go onto that Sojourn. Yeah, I feel it. I agree, Syrup. You are hitting heads on that. Stay on that Sojourn and just keep doing what you do best.
Ideal is going back over to the Ramatra, though, which I do find interesting. I mean, I think it's a little bit more tempo-oriented.
Yeah.
We'll see if Delaware feels like they have to make that swap again. Do they fall behind in the sustain early in these tank battles?
Yeah, because the Orisa does have the gold. You do have a little bit more stealth sustain, but the Ramatra is much faster at closing the gap on you, especially with that Vortex.
And a speed ring. I mean, Nemesis has its own built-in speed. You add speed ring to it, and here you get Ideal running down the backline like we just saw. It leaves QE in a bad spot. First pick to Delaware.
Yeah, and I mean, now adding that Syrup is suddenly able to aim a little bit easier. You always like making your job a little bit easier for your hit scans, for your long ranges, when they were just able to hit those shots, especially if they're slowed down. So watching this positioning, if they can get around this corner and, kind of fight through this small choke up here, they'll be in a better position because the more choke they have control of, the better, the easier it is for them to win.
We kind of talked about before we went live how this battle for Bridge is going to be so important. And it looks like TMU are just trying to go up the gut with it, but they leave Syrup on that high ground, who's able to get first blood yet again. Now thwarting whatever attempt was coming to take away this precious advantageous spot for Delaware.
Yeah, this is exactly what we were kind of talking about, is who can control this bridge, especially when we get a player like Syrup or Jova onto them. It's going to come down to, can they go uncontested on these high grounds? And that was a pretty free butt scratch, Jeff, I got to say.
I mean, 90 seconds to get checkpoint, that is lightning fast.
Yeah.
I would have
TMU's definitely missing their tank, that's for sure.
Other high ground.
Oates is going to go ahead and throw out an orbital ray here over the top. Good wall. Kind of blocks Syrup and Ideal in. Syrup was low, manages to slide out of there.
Oh, they're going to return this.
Punch, orbital ray, and annihilation out.
Wow.
Ideal. And there's that speed we're talking about. Delaware are able to run them down. Team U just cannot retreat fast enough.
They tried to do what they did similarly on King's Row, where they disengaged slightly and then threw an ultimate back to kind of overwhelm them when they were caught off guard. It just didn't quite work out this time around here. So now coming into this, this next stretch, 100 meters where it starts to get questionable, Jeff. That's where games start to kind of get lost. Blizzard and Rally up in addition to, a Bob on deck. TMU should be able to win and overwhelm here, only if Syrup doesn't come up huge first. I say that.
Which they do! Which they do! Jova is able to get the revenge, though. So 4v4, both teams missing a DPS, but the Blizzard off the table. TMU's going to have to find another way to win this fight. Rally thrown in for him, and they had Ideal kind of pushed into that small room. Ideal's able to back out. Terror Surge to try to keep him in, and Ideal still stays alive. Jay goes down mid-rally. Beautiful shot there from Jova. And Kui trying to pursue. This is looking like TMU managed to hang on just barely.
Again, just kind of choosing the point where TMU just flips the switch and overwhelms has really been a key to their success in these past several maps. Usually it comes in the form of the orbital ray or that Bob. So they're really kind of using these ultimates reactively as opposed to Delaware, who's using theirs more proactively and aggressively. Syrup mid did manage to hold on to rails here. So, pending Blizzard, pending the incoming weather, Syrup just needs a high ground. If they don't have a high ground to contest this with, these rails are going to be just lost.
Oh, TMU just gets aggressive through the May wall. Orbital ray at their back. Uh-oh, their own wall just put Kui into a bad spot, but the Blizzard is gone. Connor is down, and maybe all you need.
The pathing again and the positioning, which is where this bridge becomes so important. And now that Jova has the high ground, they should be able to hold this until they need to drop with one pushing the rest of the way through. Blizzard up for Carter and Syrup. This DPS line is deadly, and Syrup's on the back line. Yeah, this should be the right angle, and this should be an easy cleanup.
Syrup sticks their head out as we get the orbital ray from Mako. Syrup goes leaping up to the high ground. Overclock has been pushed. Headshot down onto Kui. Escapes with about 50 health. Zappy, no such. Look, it's surrounded, and Syrup comes up with another 2K.
Syrup has been playing incredibly well on the Sojourn. Like you said, maybe it's a little bit of an adaptation coming over from a different spot. But either way, they've been looking phenomenal on this, and I think this is a great, this is a great transition point. Even if you never fully want to pick up the Ashe, you still have so much great space control in the Sojourn. And then if you can just make sure all of these rails just continue to land like that, you are in a great position. It was a little bit costly, but that's fine. Delaware are in control here. They have two great space-taking ults, so just making sure they don't layer them over, and they should be able to keep the bot moving.
It kind of feels like Delaware just need to not make mistakes, and they should be able to get this. And
yeah.
Matter of fact, they're playing super clean. What a great pick on to Zappy, and that's going to get him close spawns unlocked again. DMA may try to recontest through these windows.
Yeah, you want to try to contest from this high ground, but like you said, Delaware has just been clean, and now that the bot is through most of those windows, their TMU's playing from behind, quite literally. They have to pop out there, and they might just be walking straight into this Blizzard and the Annihilation from that.
They're running into it headlong. Kui's able to muscle past this time. Here comes the Blizzard in. I don't know where that one landed. Oh, it's back here on the bot, so a good disengage from TMU. Rally kind of starts to fade from both teams. TMU now with a little bit of an advantageous position. Oh, great wall.
Great wall.
Ideals could be in a bit of trouble. Speed ring in to try to pursue. And here comes that extra attack you're talking about. Using the orbital ray to throw in while Delaware are trying to disengage. Annihilation thrown in. Yeah, Ideal couldn't make it all the way out, so they're just going to pop an ultimate and fight it out here on this corner. Energy Javelin to try to push Ideal away. Ideal continues to just muscle forward. Syrup gets brought down by Jova from the back. Now gold used here, and Kui does not want to give up any more space on this corner. The Annihilation will eventually fade. Wall is up, but it is broken. Ideal still scrambling. How is Ideal still standing? Nemesis form has popped, and they're going to go forward once again, and finally, TMU were able to bring down the just rampaging Hank here from Delaware, throwing in everything they can to try to close this out.
It's a nice stall there.
Always favor the later ults, as we all know. That's just an Overwatch 101, and in this case, TMU, they waited and made sure they needed to commit an ult when they do it. That's what's been really, really crucial for their success in getting fights back. They still are only at 52, so they have probably another fight or two to go. But they have this all-important bridge control. They need to take a little more space. And I'm watching for Zappy now because, again, this DPS line from Delaware Varsity, both ultimates up. This has been a death sentence for them in the past.
Over the corner. Keep a sharp eye on Carter with that Blizzard, most notably here early. Ideal very low, and that's a great wall. Block is up, Lord Array in. Here comes Carter, deep in the back line, throws down the Blizzard, and Syrup's already picked up one with the overclock. Frozen up, QE doesn't stand a chance, and Syrup with a beautiful jump shot finds Jova as well. Syrup with a 3-piece? Almost had it 4.
That's some good Syrup right there. I mean,
good Syrup.
Ain't nothing else to say. That's what we've been afraid of. Right?
All right, 7 p.m. It should be.
Has been a phenomenal asset. Where really, you typically do watch for these mid-range, the Ashe, the Sojourns, these hit scans. And
We should be hearing from them here soon.
Dictate the picks and the pace of this, but Syrup just cleans it all up right away. It is going to be pretty dry here, both rallies, so the later rally will dictate the winner of the fight at this point. Jova might get this Bob, but I don't know that it's going to build up in time to really affect the fight.
It was Delaware who pulled the trigger on their rally first, so TMU with the second, but not by much. Both Briggs are just macing to the face right here in the middle. It's a bit of a mosh pit right under the archway. Annihilation thrown in here from Ideal. And looking to chase down. Energy Javelin puts some space. Still they're able to reconnect the tendrils. Defensive wall up. And TMU are still trying to survive. He's not been able to stabilize on the back of this.
Jova held on the Bob. That's their only real saving grace. They did steal bot too.
Good opening pick from Kiwi as well. So I mean, a couple things going their way, but now with an array in, Kiwi's caught, 2 picks back the other direction. Kiwi will not get anything with that. That was definitely some desperation starting to set in here for Toronto Metropolitan.
Yeah, there's...
Oh, it's Toronto. University of Toronto.
You'll see, Oats will just send in an orbital laser, and it'll be the right call to tip the scales back. But sometimes, a Bob comes late, and it's just a little bit of, getting lost to the chaos. Jova is going to go to the Tracer now. We're running out of time. We're in the 45 seconds, so touching and speed is going to be the most important here. Oats has this orbital laser up. It has to be initiated on if they want to try to get control of this bot and keep themselves alive.
It's going to be an overclock from Syrup just to try to stop the attack coming in the other direction. Oats still holding on to their ultimate, so they didn't invest that in. The Blizzard caught Ideal, and Syrup gets caught trying to go through the window. Great man wall, and that's going to be Ideal back in spawn. 2 picks here for TMU, but they've lost Jova. Still, they're going to win this one out, but only 17 seconds to go.
17 seconds means overtime is going to hit. And we're at the point where this is about 2 or 3 fights long, Jeff. So we're going to have to try to get value out of each of these ults, one at a time. TMU has been very good about selectively using their ults, but now using them at their time is going to be crucial.
Ground approach from Delaware. TMU just going to sneak it out. I only see 3 pushing forward. Are the other 2 players from TMU? They're still trying to make it back into this fight. Ideal's going to jump down, build up towards the rest of that annihilation. And here comes Carter playing it off the flank. Drill dash into the window. Ultimate ready to go. We hear the rally and the orbital ray thrown in here from TMU. Kui tried to stay alive on this point and threw a tectonic shock out the other direction. Ideal already down. Carter just going to burrow on the objective, try to buy some time, and gets on out against.
Oh, that was a bad ult.
Still standing 5.
It already died.
Again, now we're at the point where this is one fight, so I'm looking now. Let's say the orbital laser and the rally means that they should be able to push their bully their way through.
They're able to bowl down many just right out of the gate. Terra Surge in. Pulse Bomb won't land. Terra Surge gets absolutely nothing. Oats is able to trade out 4v3, but Ideal will give the favor back over to Delaware, and they're going to close out this map and close out this
Delaware
series.
wins 3-0.
Push there from TMU. Little glimmer of hope, but it's not quite enough.
All right. Should hopefully be getting invite here soon, but we'll be right back with the first match.
Hey, hello. Kurt, are you on stream? Do you want to mute yourself for 1 second? I just have something real quick to talk to you. Nothing super important. We should reach out to NECC as well, Kurt. Okay.
Alrighty. Well, unfortunately, we're going to have to not have this game because University of Illinois did not follow NECC instructions and have ranks. I mean, it's been said since day one of NECC of you have to be ranked in the current season, and you have 2 weeks to be ranked if it's after once a new season starts. Not sure how they got into being even scheduled if they're not ranked. But yeah, so that will be a forfeit win for Co. We'll improve to 2-0 on the season. We will have our match tonight at 9 p.m. against for our academy team against SMSU. Hopefully Max will be able to join me for that one as well. We'll see. But yeah, interesting. Interesting. I mean, you just follow the rules. It's that simple. But so that will be it for us tonight. Mother of Snow. Yeah, yes, Snow will be playing tonight, 9 p.m. Sorry, just saw that. So yeah, we'll be back a little bit before 9 to watch our academy.